Alright guys, I just want to go over some of the multiplicative nodes here in the Gates of Fate passive skill tree. So this is going to be a video about some of the best nodes to pick if you want to get big damage. We're just going to go ahead and explain the basics. So basically you have your base damage, which is all your percentage added from your stats here. Uh, and all the damage increase like projectile damage, melee weapons, attack damage, all those small nodes, those are all additive damage. So they all add on top of each other. So when you pick a node that is actually like 16% attack damage, it's not gonna give you 16% more damage than you're doing already. It's gonna add to your already huge damage multiplier, right? And then you have multiplicative damage, which is going to take that base damage um, and multiply it by a certain percentage. So residual energy here does 30%. So this is one node that is really good to get. So and then you have some other nodes that take your damage as a whole and then doubles it, like Frenzied Blows in the Child of Fury tree. So this takes your base damage, residual energy takes your base damage and multiplies it by 30%, and then Frenzied Blows takes all that damage, the final number, and then doubles it. So that's kind of the basic. So we're gonna go ahead and hop onto the big nodes now. So you have residual energy, which is a 30%. It's multiplicative. You have Undertaker, another 30% multiplicative, and each of these globes stack with each other. So each globe that you pick up give you 30%. So basically, if you can go really fast and kill a lot of mobs and pick up a lot of green globes in that 5-second window, you can get even more than 30. You have this one here in Beacon for the Lost in the EOS tree. So this one is basically by itself a 25% multiplicative. For spells, you need to be above 50% force shield, and for attacks, you need to be below 50% force shield. Uh, all, all you have to do is have at least one item with force shield on it, and this will work. When they say this ability only works if your force shield is above zero, uh, if you have zero force shield, meaning that it is empty at the moment, it will work. You just cannot have no force shield at all on your items for this to work, right? Um, this is an execute, so at 15% of their health, you will execute any mob if you have this node after it, sudden death, even bosses. So when you deal sacred damage, which you will with this, you will then execute them instantly. Virtual stance. So while you're in probing weakness, have a 10% chance to double. Here it says double the basic attack damage, but it doubles any damage that you deal. So this is basically a 10% multiplier, and if you take this node here, it's a 5% more. So those two together, you get 15% multiplicative damage when you are in probing weakness stance. Which time cannot heal. Uh, when you hit enemies afflicted with stasis, they take 100% of the hit damage again. Um, this cannot crit, so this will inflict uh, your non-crit damage after 1.5 seconds. So it is still a very good multiplier. Uh, it is about around 20% for most people. Um, it is about 20% depending on the more crit you have, the worse it is, and the less crit you have, the better it is. But even for any build, this is a huge multiplier. Huge multiplier. It is always worth getting, always. And this 20% is actually multiplicative with your basic damage, your non-crit damage. So if you would deal 100k damage per attack on your non-crit hits, So if you just take this one, it will tick for 100k. If you take this node as well, it is multiplicative with this one, so you're gonna deal 120k. So it is very, very good. And yes, this one, Frenzied Blows, basically doubles your damage when you're over 750. Probably the biggest damage increase you will get. Uh, Immortal Offering, everybody knows this one, but killing an enemy that is afflicted with ailments gives you a temporary damage increase buff. So what that means is if you inflict an ailment on a mob, right? Ailments being um, poison, bleed, burn, all those things. Freeze does not work, and stun does not work either. Okay? So if you inflict one stack of poison on an enemy and then you kill it, you will get one stack of poison Immortal Offering, increasing your damage by 5% per stack. And it caps at 5 stacks per ailment. So the maximum amount you can get is 5 stacks per ailment, and you can get 7 ailments in total. So that makes for a quite huge damage multiplier. And that is about it, guys. Yeah, that is about it. So those are the big nodes. Again, Residual Energy, Undertaker, Beacon for the Lost, Dawn's Pious Striker, Virtual Stance in the Probing Weakness, Which Time Cannot Heal, Frenzied Blows, and Immortal Offering. Thank you guys for watching.